Hello, everybody. We just got out of watching Uncharted.
Yeah, the latest from PlayStation Studios. The
First one.
The
right?
first one, yeah, from PlayStation Studios. It's the off-branch of Sony. And I gotta say, for a first movie from PlayStation Studios, it was pretty fun. I liked it.
Yeah, actually, the pacing was a little all over the place at the beginning, but
Definitely.
actually, overall, I played every single one of the games. I'm a big fan of Uncharted, so it was a really big, I don't want to say a test for any gamer. I'd say this is one of those, like, a letter to, if in a sense. So if you're like a big time fan of the entire series, I'd say it did it justice enough. It wasn't. No, yeah, it was.
Sorry if it's a little loud. We're shooting it right outside of the movie theater, actually.
Yeah, we literally just walked out right now and decided to record a little something for everybody. The pacing, like I said, was actually pretty decent. It's just hit the gas and started going. It's a little choppy at parts, but I like the chemistry with all the characters. I was worried for a little bit because everyone was looking at certain actors and their backgrounds, which I've always liked. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And I thought they had really great chemistry, actually.
I liked it. At first, it was a little awkward, but they really settled into one another really quick.
Well, and then when you set the bar high with having a well-known, established game, I mean, the game's been out since 2007 from the first launch, and having 4 games out and pretty much a DLC with Lost Legacies. I mean, and PSP. I mean, it's right up there with like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. There's multiple branches out, or Assassin's Creed. There's a fan base there to appease, and I think they hit the mark really well right there. I want to say I heard it was pretty divided against fans of the video games that were a little bit like either you like it or you don't, and I get that. There's a lot to really enjoy about this movie, and there's a lot to
nitpick a little bit.
To nitpick, yeah. I don't want to say hate or dislike. I want to say there's a lot to nitpick. There's certain ways they went with certain characteristics where I'm like,
and I gotta say,
done something that
for somebody who's not an avid gamer of this franchise in particular, I thought it was a pretty fun adventure movie.
Very swashbuckling.
Yeah, very swashbuckling. Yeah, very like modern day Pirates of the Caribbean a little bit, but in a good way.
Like, I want to say, for anyone who's played the games, if you ever, it's like a smattering of the first and the intro of the third game when he's a kid. So it's like a mixture of that mixed in with the little hints of the second, and it's a little bit from every single game was meshed into this. So if you're a fan of every single game, there's not too many. There's Easter eggs, but it's not an overloaded Easter egg where you have to have played all the games to understand everything. They did do what I was actually kind of hoping they did, which was build onto something that they just made their own with a few hints and some mystery. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna go through and they're gonna find every little things. There's plenty to find in there, but I think multiple watches.
Yeah, I never felt lost. I never felt lost, and like I said, I'm not one from who's like a big time player of the game, so like I was able to keep track of what was going on, and it felt like I was being introduced to the characters for the first time, and I think
you're not a person that played the whole thing.
Yeah, I never played the whole thing, so
as a non-viewer, you were just like,
yeah, as a non-gamer, I'm like, thumbs up here, and it's like I said, it's a good introduction to the characters. Like, it's for someone who's never played the video games, who wants to sort of learn about Nathan Drake and Victor Sully. The movie is a good stepping stone if you don't want to play the video games.
I would say, of this version.
Of this version, yes, of this version.
Because I would say that they altered them all right, but that's understandable for game to movie adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
They usually change it up a little bit, but it's not terrible. There's still some of the mannerisms there and still some of the characteristics, although maybe a little muted on some parts.
Mm-hmm. What'd you think of the girl who played Chloe?
She was good, actually. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't know where they were going to go with that, but I'm biased because I played all the games, and Chloe's one of my favorite characters. I loved her in Part 2. She was like pretty much my main favorite, and that's why I liked Lost Legacies, because I always wanted to see a bit more of her, so it's been fun playing that. No, she was done very well, and I gotta remember, because I have a bias in it, because I've got 4 games to work off of.
Yeah.
So I've had my fill. I've got hours worth of continuity from a series.
Yeah.
That I have to remember this is a starting point of the same series, but a different one. Like if anyone's ever watched Full Metal Alchemist, there's Full Metal Alchemist and there's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's the same story but told differently in two different directions. So it's the same characters. I mean.
So this is basically Uncharted Brotherhood.
Yeah, it's like that. It's pretty much just a retelling in a different format. And I like it. I want to see them do a second one if they do.
Yeah. And do you think they're gonna lean more into video game storylines?
I don't want to spoil too much, but it does end with the post credits. So they're not at the very, very end of the credits. It's like within a few minutes of the movie ending.
Well, they kind of already teased something that's probably going to happen in the second one, but we won't go into that.
It's leaning more into, obviously, I want to say leaning more into game one. So if you played any of the games, it's leaning into game one. That's the only spoiler I'll give you. I don't know whether they're going to go that way, but it's leaning that way. Yeah,
and I have a feeling that this movie is going to do well enough to warrant a sequel. So if you're on the fence, if you're a fan of the game and you're on the fence and coming to watch it because, you know, video game movies have a really bad track record, I would say definitely give it a shot.
Oh, as far as video game movies track record wise, I'd say this is right up there. This is up there with my Silent Hill. I don't know if anyone's a big fan of Silent Hill, but I like that movie. I go watch that. This falls in that category of movies to me where it may not be like my all-time favorite, but it is a movie I believe I can watch from start to finish again.
Yeah.
Like, if I did a second viewing, I could watch it from start to finish and not, like, jump through. If anyone does anything like that, when you watch movies at home sometimes, if you've seen a movie, like, 3 times, you'll hop to your favorite scenes. I could watch this from start to finish.
Okay.
It's just like National Treasure for me. If anyone's ever seen National Treasure,
very much,
it very much has that essence of that. And I actually really enjoyed those movies. I know some people didn't, but
I like the National Treasure movies. Yeah.
So think that. It's like a mixture of National Treasure meets the Uncharted series meets...
Indiana Jones a little bit?
Indiana Jones a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And the mannerism. So what would you rate it? I don't really like doing the 1 out of 10, but in a sense, I did make a joke on my Instagram for that. Follow me at N.G.F. AR Photography. You'll find some of my stuff on that.
If I was gonna give this a rating, I would give it probably like a solid 6.5, almost close to 7 out of 10. Because it was fun, it was entertaining, and the script could have been a little bit tighter. Definitely at the beginning. And some of the elements of the treasure hunting aspect could have been done a little bit better. But other than that, I had an overall fun time. Like the negative, the good definitely outweighs the negative in my opinion. So I would say if you're on the fence or if you're just wanting a good popcorn movie, this is it.
Yeah. So what'd you say? A 6?
6.5. Yeah, 6.5.
See, I'll do the half thing. I'm gonna round up for this one, be nice, because I was gonna say 7, but I want to do halves. So I'm gonna say a nice 8, with room to go down from there. As I actually think about it more, it might go down from there. But I'm gonna give it a nice 8. I really enjoyed myself. There was not a part where I just was looking at my phone or getting frustrated. Not frustrated, but going as you said when we went to go watch Resident Evil. There was a lot of times I was just palm slapping myself and just. Yeah, cringing like crazy, and I don't even use that word very often, but I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, this movie, not at all this time. Yeah,
this movie was I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, so I'm gonna give it a nice solid 8. Obviously, as it goes down, we'll do a more in-depth review of it, probably break it down a little bit more. But again, just like Resident Evil or just like the Uncharted movie, there's lore there. There's a game. There's a series, multiples, in fact. So it's a tall order to come up with that, and to pick such high actors to do it. I thought the casting choices were all right. I mean,
Mark Wahlberg was good. Tom Holland was really good. I thought Tom Holland.
I guess the thing you have to get over for him is he has just that voice.
Yeah, he has a very young voice.
He's got a very high. Yeah, he's got a very young voice. He's a young man still. He's what, 25?
And I want to say something, but I'm not sure if it's a spoiler. The little cameo when they got to the island.
Yeah, but still.
Okay.
It's not going to... Well, we won't tell you exactly what it is, but there is a nice cameo, and it's really enjoyable. If you know the game series and you know everything about it, you're going to really like it.
Yeah.
And I guess there is little Easter eggs. There's a part where they show the little Naughty Dog symbol. That's not really giving anything away.
Yeah.
Look for it. I thought that was pretty clever. Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah. Did you catch anything from the games, or were you not really focusing
more
on
subtle stuff?
More
like
subtle stuff?
Well, I mean, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the whole plane section. That's straight out of Part 3. The opening is very essence to Part 2. Again, if you've never played the games, these aren't really going to be spoilers for anyone who hasn't played the games. How Part 2 kind of opens up. It opens up already into action. Then there's a jump and everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that. I don't I just so badly want to just talk more about all sorts of spoilers.
We'll do a spoiler review of this in a couple weeks.
But yeah, no, that's a solid 8. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. There's not much we can talk about other than just it's a fun movie. I would suggest going to see it, especially if you're a fan of all the actors. I mean, again, everyone they play between the villains. Villains were a little soft, but I don't want to say likable, but I guess that's the word.
I liked Antonio Banderas. I liked him. He was I thought he was really good, and I liked the girl villain. She was entertaining. She was a little.
For the life of me, I could not remember her name. They kept saying it, and I could not attach myself to that. I forgot it because I don't think it's
from the games.
Who I'm supposed to be from the games.
Yeah.
Maybe she is. I can't.
Braddock.
Braddock. Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No, it was Braddock. That's what they said.
Well, no, I know, but I don't know if that's from the game. I'm trying to remember.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were asking what her name was in the movie. Yeah.
She felt short. Maybe it's just we're just having so much of a good time.
Yeah, no, it was probably like about an hour and a half. Like I think it was about 90 minutes probably. It was paced well in that aspect. Like it didn't drag on. It didn't feel like it was going on forever.
Yeah, I'd say it felt short, but in a good way. Like you felt like you got your money's worth. Like,
yes.
It ended, but it ended like a solid thing. It didn't just like end where you're just like, what more,
please.
Why is it ending? Or it didn't drag on like Lord of the Rings style where there's 15 endings, you know, and you're just like, oh god, I want to go home. I'm tired.
Yeah, it had a good 2 post-credit scenes too. So that's all.
Yeah, like I said, stay tuned for the post-credit scene.
Just
a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, if you played the games, you understand. I guess that's the only thing that's a little confusing is they're not going in line with the games, but again, they don't have to. So the time frames might be a little offset and how they got to certain points, but other than that, all in all, good movie.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I have nothing really else to say. I just had a great time.
Yeah, I had a good time too. So, if you guys found this review helpful in any way, or it's kind of a review, or this reaction, or if you enjoyed this reaction, this out of the theater reaction,
there you go.
Let us know if you want more of it. Go ahead and follow us on all the social media pages. My personal Instagram is N.G.F_Mike. Adrian.
Oh, I already said mine.
Yeah, he already said his. So
should put a little light next time. You guys trying to probably see it. I'm already dark to begin with, so it doesn't really help.
There's enough light. I think there's enough ambient light out here. We're in the process of making this look more professional.
We're actually in the parking lot. See?
Yeah. So definitely, if you guys enjoyed this video, just let it like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. I've been Mike.
I'm Adrian.
Catch you later.